Welcome. This is episode 4 of the Poet Circle. I'm Don like the morning sun, and this is where we're going to dive into the mind of the poet. All right, so today, entering the Poet Circle, I'm excited, y'all. This is my twin right here. She's a poet. She's a life coach, a performer in all facets of the word, okay? You're going to figure out why in just a minute. Okay, I say that her poems feel like a home-cooked meal. It's the one you like marinate overnight. Then you put that thing in the oven and you feed your whole family. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to show you why in just a minute. So I don't know if you're at home, in your car, in the cubicle, but please can you give it up for Confessions, the poet. What's up? How are you?
I'm well done. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Again, this is my twin. Y'all going to figure out why just through conversation, just how we vibing. But I'm just glad to have you here. You look nice. I feel good. So, hey, we about to get into it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for opening this platform for poets.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We need this.
I just want to be a bridge. That's it. Just a bridge. The one you walk over and just get to the other side. The connection. That's all I want to be. So, real quick, because I love your poetry, but I hear this Southern twang. Okay? I could be wrong, but I just want to know. I want you to tell people where you from.
Well, I be from Sweet Tea Wisdoms and Rockin' Chairs. True.
Oh,
I'm from East Texas.
Born
and raised in Tyler. About 2 hours away from here. That's where I've been most of my life until I moved up here to Dallas. Transitioning right now, but I'll be back home, which is here.
Which is okay. I wanted people to know because I hear it. It's in the way you talk. Just in what you just said, the sweet tea. It's in there. It's in everything you do. So I just want people to know that first. And then also, I want to know, where did you get your name? Because the name is important. I feel like for us, we get 2 names in this life for poets. So we got our real name, right? When we were born with, that's our soul. That's who we are. But we get reborn again. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we give ourselves our poetry name. So where did you get Confessions?
I got Confessions from, I have a career in working in corrections and security. My old supervisor, he's from Ghana. His name is Michael. And he would tell me all the time, Ashley, when you talk with so much conviction in your voice. And so every time he talked to me, he'd be like, I must confess. So when I first shared my poetry with him, he was like, my name was Metaphorically Speaking. Oh. The reason why is because my poetry is not about a lot of metaphors. It's more on the storytelling side.
Got you.
So it's kind of like even my name was sarcastic back then. So he was like, no, you don't want to play with something like this. You should be Confession. So it just stuck with me. It rang, and here I am, Confession. And also to add to it, all of my spoken words are actually confessions of things that I went through in life or someone that is close to me. So
yeah,
just stuck.
It feels like that, and it definitely. That's why we're going to get into what I call the voice of the poet, because it's the foundation. It's like it's what we have as poets. You know what I'm saying? We just got the mic and our voice, and when you speak, it is confessions. It's like literally like the Usher's Confessions album. Okay, that's what it feels like. All right. So for you, I want to talk about the theme in your poetry. What is the underlying message you want to tell your audience?
Actually, it's kind of a trick. Most of my spoken word pieces are reframing pieces.
Okay.
Because Confessions is an advocate for my business confessional coaching, right? So what I do is I basically take you on a journey. You start off at the beginning where you might start off where it might be trauma-based, based in generational foundations, that cycles you have to break. It may start off low, but there's a middle section, and it's a part of becoming and then wearing your crown at the end, whether you're male, female, whether it's a social injustice piece, you're going to get a reframe. So my message to my audience is just basically, it's really simple. Hang in there.
Come on.
Hang in there.
Come on.
It comes from the foundation of just talking like this, I'm very nervous, right?
Yeah.
Because I do have a slight speech impediment, unless I'm doing poetry. That's the way that I can express myself in many different ways. So that's just basically it. I would like to be an example to who I can be, an example that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how you were raised. You are responsible for changing your own life and seeing it through. And it's possible no matter what detours you come across in life.
I love the message. The message is what I gravitate towards. And that's what brings me to the poet. You know what I'm saying? What they're trying to tell me, what can I relate to? And you're so relatable.
Appreciate it.
So thank you for that. And there's just so many different ingredients that make up. I'm going to talk in food because, like, again, I feel like your poetry is food. And if you did a poem one time too, you was like, man, like you was feeding us. I felt fed. I felt full. So, I want to talk about the ingredients that make up who you are and how you do what you do. Okay. So let's talk about the books that you read. Do you have any authors? And this is Black History Month, so we're going to do Black authors.
Okay.
How you got any Black authors?
Right now, heavy on me is Octavia Spencer.
Heavy.
And the reason why is because I'm rereading the book The Hate That You Give again.
Okay.
I do have a spoken word called Driving While Black. Okay. And it's like an ode to the book. The film is cool too, but I like the book better because the book is more raw, is more explicit in it. And that's how my poem is as well. So Octavia Spencer is definitely somebody that she's definitely an author that I like. Another author that I like is myself.
Hey, wait, hold on. Okay, because you gotta put me on. Because I feel well researched of the people that come here, but you have a book.
No, okay. So let me tell you, it's not a published book. But the reason why is because I'm the author of my own life, and if I can study and read my own books, then I can know how to navigate through. Like, it's a lifestyle for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a moment. It's a lifestyle for me. So when I write in my journal to release, I actually started writing poetry. Well, in my adult life, actually, because there's a backstory to that. But in my adult life, I started writing poetry through therapy, through journaling. Mm-hmm. And my therapist was like, you should go take this to a stage. And I didn't know what that was during the time. Okay. I was like, what you mean a stage? Like, she was like, yeah, they got poetry slams and they got all these open mics. You should actually go do it. So gathering all of those journals, keeping them together is going to definitely go in my library one day. And it doesn't ever have to be published. It's published in my heart. It's like my sacred Bible, and it's just what I use to get through. It's a lot of spoken words that the world have not seen, the world may never see, but that's basically it. I'm my favorite author as well. So
talk. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you come into the Poet Circle, I want you to talk your stuff, and I want you to toot your own horn. Okay, because this is what we do, and I'm gonna give you your flowers. This is what this platform is for. But I also want you to give yourself your own flowers. Talk about that. So you know what I'm saying. So do you have any one more author, anything like that? Or is that you? Because you're gonna end it with
at the top of my head. That's it right now.
No, for sure.
that's it right now. I can't think of them at the top of my head, but most of the books that I read, honestly, are tied to like self-help books. Like right now, I'm reading a book called I think the author name is Miguel. It's called The Ring of Fire. It's called The Ring of Fire. It's an affirmation book. I'm also reading the 4 Laws of Success.
Mm-hmm. Good one. Good one.
But those are the type of books that really spark my interest because it literally helps me in my mental health. Really.
Y'all need to check out the 4 Agreements as well.
Yes,
I'm gonna talk about my three Black authors. I have no one gotta know this guy, but his name is Dr. Muata Ashby. Okay. And because when I was going through a lot one time, I was like a really low point, and I was looking for information. I came across it, and it was like he had a book called like the Kemetic Diet. And Kemet is Kemet is the original word for Egypt. Egypt is in Africa. Okay, if you don't know Egypt's in Africa, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Black History Month, okay? So, he was teaching about the history of Kemet, but he was also talking about the diet because I was like, if I'm in a depressive state, I want to make sure at least I'm eating right because sometimes we don't eat. Mm-hmm. And then I thought it was just about that. No, it was like the diet mentally, physically, and spiritually, the holistic health type vibe. And I learned so much from that book. So I'm going to put Dr. Muata Ashby, him and his wife, that has philosophical studies and religion, all that good stuff. Then I'm going to do Asha Bromfield. She did my favorite book, Hurricane Summer. Okay. Hurricane Summer is about a little girl, Black girl, going into Jamaica and, finding out about love and then finding out about love for her dad and the trials and tribulations with her and her dad. So pretty good book. And then, Sharon M. Draper. She has like a book series for like children who are, I would say not even just children, but teenagers. And it was a book called Forged by Fire. Huge book. It was like one of those books that was kind of just around the house. Yeah. But I read it. I'm reading, and I used to read to my brothers and sisters, so I would make them sit in a little circle. My mom, she was big on stuff like that, so I would read to them, and I would read them Forged by Fire, and we used to love that book. So those are the 3 Black authors that I'm gonna highlight today. Okay, so you gave me books. What type of music do you listen to, bro?
My goodness, let me tell you something. I listen to all types of genres, but my favorite type of music are musicals. Musicals.
Classical or just meaning like instrumental? Or are you talking about the production?
I'm meaning the production. Okay. I like the soundtracks of it all.
Oh, yeah.
My all-time favorite one is Rent.
Oh, okay.
5,021,600 minutes. 525,000 moments so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? And you measure it in love. That's the answer. Everything about the musical Rent, I love that musical as well. I also love the Black Cinderella with Whitney Houston
and Brandy.
and Brandy. Exactly. Impossible things are happening every day. It's an affirmation for me as well. I listen to that when I kind of want to pick me up real quick. I was literally listening to it on the way over here because Whitney the tones was toning.
Both their tones, Brandy and Whitney, insane.
But mainly because the words in Eat, they paint a scene for me like poetry does. Yeah. That's why I fell in love with musicals a lot. I also love old school Marvin Gaye, Love and Happiness. I love, I'm very nostalgic when it comes to my 90s brand. Anything from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, bring it back to Backstreet Boys, Avril Lavigne, of course, SWV, Escape, Boyz II Men, things of that nature. I'm unlimited when it comes to music. But right now, honestly, currently what I'm listening to Black Violin. He's an artist that mainly is just his violin playing. Okay. It has a little bit of hip hop to it, but I'm leaning towards more music with no words lately.
Me too.
Just sounds and instruments.
Because it's the feeling for me. And it helps me write, which is why I ask those questions, because music helps me write. And then you can also hear the rhythm. You can hear the vibe when I'm talking. So that's why I'm saying when I hear you talking, I'm trying to hear the musical influences that bring out that feeling that you're talking about, which makes so much sense now. Yes. So much sense. Now, last thing on the voice of the poet, I want to talk about the tone in your writing. And the tone is the attitude towards the subject, because that means when I'm saying something to you, or not even just saying something, when I'm writing, you can either hear a voice when you're reading, and then you can also feel something based off of how they say it. So do you have an intentional way you're doing that when you're writing, when you have your writing?
Raw, uncut, unfiltered. That's the truth in my poetry. I speak truth. I have cleaned it up with the profanity, but you still gonna get raw. We're gonna get raw truth and unfiltered. That is my complete and total tone. Yes, you're gonna hear Southern. You're gonna hear that Southern. It's a Southern warmth that I like to deliver in my poetry, because I feel like everybody needs a hug. You know what I'm saying? So when I get to project a certain tone in my voice, when I, for example, and I give you just a quick example.
No, I want you to wear vomit. Please give me an example.
Just a quick example. I have a poem that I created, and it's called Southern Discernment, and it's how I changed my voice. I can go from here to
talk that.
Well, I come from sweet tea wisdoms and rocking chairs truth, where hush puppies hush pains and cornbread crumbles feed the youth. You see how with my voice, but it's something in me when I project, like even on stage. Yeah. I rarely use a microphone. I push the microphone out of my way because it's a distraction from me morphing off into my spoken word, because each time I morph off into my spoken word, every single time. That's why I hardly ever do sad poems or, love poems, because in the poetry community, a lot of love poems are sad. Well, except for yours be going hard. Yours, you know, I call you the love doctor. Yours are not sad.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That is basically the tone. I feel like everybody needs a hug, and it makes me feel my grandma who's gone to glory every single time. It makes me feel her because I see her at every performance right there in the chair in the front row, like how I know that she would be. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give, I want to share the love that I got from her to everybody else through my spoken word.
Interesting that you said that because I wrote in my notes, bro, look at this. There's notes everywhere, so I'm a fan of you. But I'm not sure if you said something about your grandma in a poem, but I don't know why. Like when I left a performance of yours, I felt like you were saying something about your grandma or your grandma's aura or something, you know, her touch on you. That's what I felt. And I know she loved you. I know she took good care of you. I know she put that, instilled that knowledge into you, because whatever you said in that poem made me feel, okay, who's her grandmother? Who put the grandma's hand on, you know what I'm saying? So it was very, very interesting that you said that. And I felt that.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a poem actually called Southern Delight. And it was about, she was a cooker. She's a baker of all things, but she cooked everything with love, and it was just breaking down the ingredients of the cake and how she used them to teach us life lessons.
That's the one. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. I remember that one. Oh my God. And then, so back to when you said that you don't need the mic. That's also in my notes, because I was like, yo, I tell people, I was like, yo, if you see Confessions, she gonna start at the back of the room. She's working the room. She's going upward from the back through the crowd, looking at you talk, but she don't need the mic. The whole time you're just speaking, but we're like in tune with you. And I'm like, how do you do that? I just want to, first of all, can you give me that? Like what do you think about when you're going from the back of the room to the front and setting that tone when you're coming in?
Literally, I want everybody to feel the words that I'm saying. I want to look at you and I want to know that I'm creating this picture inside of my head, inside of your head, as I'm walking through the crowd. First, I want to feel it, because if I can't feel it, the audience can't feel it. So for me, when I'm standing up there and I'm trying to use a microphone, I'm limited to moving and standing in one spot. Well, for me, since I started off doing poetry as a way of self-expression, now you're limiting me for why I'm doing this in the first place. If I can't move around, and I kind of don't, and I do it at some places just to respect the aura of the event. But no, I want to move around, because in the beginning, if you hear me coming from the back of the room or sitting in the chair, I already got your attention.
You do. I be so locked in, because I remember I was playing the saxophone for you, bro. You said play the saxophone. I couldn't
that was fired. Thank you.
You're welcome, bro. It was so on the spot, and I love doing stuff like that with creatives. You know what I'm saying? So like, it just, like you said, it's that feeling, right? But bro, I was watching you from the back. I couldn't play. I said, when do I play? Because I'm looking at you. I'm so locked in. No, you're so dope. You're so dope.
I appreciate it.
So now I want to talk about the inception of your work. Basically just like the commencement of your thoughts. Like, where did they start? I'm so fascinated by thought, right? And where do they begin? Like, if you ever thought about where your initial thought came from, if you ever try to trace back where it became from, like where it began, it's like fascinating to me. So when I say the inception, I just want to know, when you're about to write a poem, what do you need around you? What is the atmosphere like, so that you can actually just, commemorate all the things that you want to say? It's
never that structured for me.
Gotcha.
Anywhere that I live, all in my room, everywhere, there are sticky notes about. Oh. Because I never know when I'm going to have a spark of creation to where it's like, okay, this... You know about downloads, right? So to answer your question, when you're on your spiritual journey, you get a lot of those downloads where you just kind of stop and be like, wait a minute.
Yes.
That's why I went through that to get through this. You know what I'm saying? Well, for me, it's like that when I have creative sparks. It can be about anything. We can be in the middle of a conversation and I'm looking at your overalls and I'll be like, that's going to be a clean spoken word. But I might just write down, you know what I'm saying? Vans, you know what I'm saying? Or just overalls or something like that. Put it on a sticky note. So that way, if the inspiration isn't completely there, I'm seeing it all the time in my face. So eventually 5 or 6, 7 sticky notes is going to come. We can be talking right now and I'll be like, hold on, Dawn. And I'm putting it in my phone because I want to come back to it a little bit later. There isn't anything that I particularly lead. It's not a certain tone or anything of that nature.
Any music?
I don't want no rap on.
True that.
I honestly don't. I'm not against rap. I love rap, but I don't want rap on when I'm playing. But no, I don't have to have any ambient vibe. It's kind of like, give me something to create. Give me a little bit of time, and I got you.
Really? So if like not right now,
no, I got you, of course.
If I were to give you a prompt, could you do it?
Woo. No, I ain't gonna cap. I'm not fresh off the dome. Like it take me like a day or two to kind of get amped up.
But see, that's what I'm talking about with the marinade. You see when I'm talking about when you cooking the food. When I'm talking about food, I'm talking about her poems. Okay, your food, you cook your food real good. I know I'm gonna go to your house. I know I'm gonna eat good.
Yeah,
you from the
eat.
poetry you give me. So
both ways. Because I cook.
I know you cook. I get it. So clock that. So yeah, man. No, I think about stuff like that because for me, when I about to write a poem, sometimes I do. Music helps me because I go off of feeling. So it can be a sound. It can be just a memory that popped in my head that gave me like if I feel it here, it goes here.
Period.
And the pen just goes until it stops. That's how I write. And then even nature is big for me because I write a lot of poems by trees. I love trees. I'm a tree hugger. The sun, I'm a sun gazer. So like I know how to you stare at the sun, it actually helps your mental health. And skin, all that's what my skin.
Yeah,
it be popping because I'm out in the sun. So like the sun,
yes,
flowers,
yes,
things like that. And if I could sit by a window, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
I might write a book.
Because when you're looking at those things, you're not just seeing a sun. You're not just seeing a tree. You're not just seeing a flower. We're seeing so many different dimensions that we're gonna write about. So
look, we just did something.
Yeah,
I saw you.
Me. Twin.
That's our twin. And then we knew it too. We said we're not gonna get on.
Yeah, because we're gonna
go farther
in a rabbit hole, and then y'all would have spoken word.
I told you. All right, man. Look. So now let's get to the body of work, bro. This is why we did. What we here for the poetry circle, the poems. So like I was looking at all your videos, and because I feel like hearing our poems recited back to us feels good as a poet. Like it made you feel like you the shit.
Oh,
so
I
want you to feel like you the shit. So you said some things.
Okay.
It was like, it says Garden of Gods. You know that?
Oh, yeah.
You said I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm half horse, half human being, meaning I represent honor, integrity, and I trot with the feet of peace.
Yes.
Yeah, I said, what is going on here?
Yes.
The yin and the yang, or battle of sexes, the beast only awakens when her beauty is threatened.
That's it.
I said,
because
what?
That's the description of me. A lot of people will see my smile and they'll look at me and they'll be like, "Oh, she's so pleasant. She's so nice. She's this and that." I don't know who told them people that. It's not that I'm not pleasant, or it's not that I'm not nice. It's just when that's on the forefront, people tend to take advantage of that, even in the poetry community. Yeah. So it's like, don't wake the beast up, because it's not gonna come out and it's not gonna do that. I'm gonna tap into that pen. And I'm gonna get in your ass that way.
A poem?
Oh yeah, yeah. Some people done became a poem, but they, it ain't been a whole poem, but. You was in there.
You was in there.
It was in the bag.
You said your absence left my skin jittery, life silence shaking me awake. You left and my mouth stayed dry. No matter how much time I swallowed, I kept eating memories, but nothing ever fed me.
No.
What is withdrawal? I mean, I think you typed that out, and I just kind of took that excerpt and put it in my notes. I said, whoa, okay. But you talk about this like feeling empty, feeling dry, but then wanting to be fed. That's why I'm saying, bro, like when you write, you do feed us. And I want you to know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Thank
you so much.
What I want to do is like show my favorite lines, my favorite poets, okay? Because I'm a student too. So what I want us to do, this is the time where we gonna spit. Okay, because this is what they here for. They want to hear us spit. So if you got something off the dome, you definitely can go first. I have something ready as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And remember your camera right there.
Okay. Well, I am Confessions the Poet. This is a social injustice piece. It's called Prison School. I'm going to try to do this all from memory. It's been a minute. I feel like this one is appropriate because it is Black History Month. And this is also based on a true story of my experience of being a corrections officer. Preparation. The action or process of make ready for use, like the prison systems do, and the Board of Education too. Open-mindedness, common sense, and the value of fair thinking is the freedom that's required. For critical thinking, man, we must be dreaming. The American dream that programs us with fear and material things. You respect social influence and you respect social. Can I start over?
Do your thing.
I'm so sorry. I got nervous. And
No.
I told you it's because I'm right here. Let me loosen up. Let me loosen up. I got you. Okay.
Yes, you good.
Okay. Preparation. The action or process of make ready for use, like the prison systems do. And the Board of Education too. Open-mindedness, common sense, and the value of fair thinking is the freedom that's required. For critical thinking, man, we must be dreaming. The American dream that programs us with fear and material things. You respect social influences and go on big travel dates. Yet your kids at home stank and haven't ate today. It's such a mental state of constitutional arrangement. How the school system prepares us for poor prison pavements. Take the wheels off the school bus and draw a floating fleet. Because back then they used boats to capitalize on slavery. We're told to relax like we have forgotten that both corrupt systems get paid good for black bodies, an expensive product where black folks lack the knowledge how we went from picking fields to being more than value cotton. And when students get crazy and changes in behavior, the principal sends them to in-school isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Even prisoners hate it. The meanest of them can't shake it. Confined to a cell for 23 hours a day when that's what COVID demonstrated. Mm-hmm. When we had to wait in line in grocery stores just to eat perishable pesticides and the system has us blind in the house being scary. CDC, New World Order, vaccine side effects vary like prisoners and commissary. First time offender Jason, guards threw him up on C Block just to see if he would make it. Join the family of the Crips. By the Bloods, he be beat. He wanted to finish his jail time in some kind of peace. Oh, say, can't you see what they did to the OG? 3 pounds of weed got Jason in 10 years deep when he was just trying to eat and feed his family. But he was shanked on his way back to cell block C. We in the land of the free within its expensive fate, like that stuff that they teaching in schools today. You know, teachers are required to keep students inspired by saying that slavery gave us powerful knowledge, that brutality and violence and decades of getting killed is the very foundation of black folks' intellectual skills. Man, you gotta be real. Do you hear yourself speak? Our natural gifts are inherited. Don't give credit to slavery. In classroom C, that's where Shantae speaks. Ma'am, what does any of this have to do with my history? See, my daddy told me about them old ancient days when the colonizers came here with torture and hate. The people that they raided was of melanin made, so the news that Columbus discovered the lands here are fake.
Yep.
Well, although the teacher did support Donald Trump, Shantae was expelled for disruption of education. Ain't that amazing? It's a casual demonstration of how racial disparity caused students humiliation, like recess and visitation. Dress codes cause limitation. Kids wear uniforms like jumpsuits on inmates. Can't you see what this is about? Mind control. And they make sure they started at kindergarten years old. You know, I was a CO, kind of like Rick Ross, but I'm Big Meech in my hood, so forget what you thought. You know, she was super glad to go see her dad and share the experience that she recently had. She stood up to the teacher. He taught her so well, but we took her to the chapel with the message from hell. I apologize that I have to inform you this way, but see, your daddy will not be in visitation today. You see, everything went crazy when the Crips took a rage because your daddy had to feed the disabled Bloods every day. He became a threat to all the gangs, but he died in peace. Here's a photo he left of you on cell block C. And with tears in her eyes, Shantae said, dang, later today, I walked the stage to graduate. Poem.
Oh, we talk about storytelling. We're talking about, you know, the journey.
Yeah.
I loved what you talked. It's like a hill. It's a hill, right? And you climax and you go down the hill. It's like a peaks and valleys.
Yes. Oh,
peaks
thank
and
you.
valleys. I had a peak in the valley, and then I went back to the peak. I don't even know. I think you might have left me on the peak, bro. Hey, that was fire.
Thank
fire.
you. I appreciate that.
I got you. I'm gonna get you on.
Appreciate
This
that.
is like fresh.
Okay.
December noosh. You know what I'm saying?
New shit.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I found my smile today. Tucked away in a journal I left on the windowsill. It was overlooking a view of a beautiful tree in the backyard, and everything outside looked like a painting that stood still. I opened that journal and I sat down in a chair, pulled the window up, and breathed in the velvet air so I could sit there. And I found my smile, waiting for me on a blank page, longing for ink. Longing to see me paint with colors the human eye can't see. My smile welcomed me with open arms, my old friend. She knew I'd see her once again. She told me, I'm never far. Just look within and remember who you are. And if you ever forget, I'll remind you, guide you right back to this spot, overlooking the maple tree, where the air is sweet and the wind caresses me. She said, that's where I'll be if you need me. Then I began to write and I was free.
Oh my God, Dawn, you have a beautiful smile.
Come on. You know, my mom, she has one too. And I think it's DNA. Because all of us, we do that smile.
Yes.
And I think that it welcomes you. You know what I'm saying? So it lets you know, like, I'm approachable. You know what I mean?
It's in you.
And relate. Yeah, come on. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my daddy. Let's go. I know you got another one.
I got one more. I got one more for you. This
Yeah,
is called emotional detox.
Got you.
I have a friend. Shout out to Ebony Rose.
Shout out.
She created the No Chaser open mic for poets, and basically for poets. It's encouraging sobriety. I support her fully. I'm on my journey. I'm not quite there yet. The Lord and everything, God, them spirits, all them homies, they working on me. But it's been a journey. It's been fun to support her. We actually have a workshop based on that for creatives only, because there's a narrative that we need to take a shot or something to calm our nerves before.
Oh, yeah.
I struggled with doing that today because I'm nervous anytime I'm talking in front of people.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I want a shot? I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm good. I'm
So you
straight.
said no chaser.
No chaser.
Got
Mhm.
you.
So how this poem came into fruition really quickly is just because I couldn't think of an addiction that I had that was so severe for me to create. So my detox was from love. So this is called emotional detox. An emotional detox is the process of releasing suppressed emotions or unprocessed psychological residue from past experiences. And I'm fiending for love. Heartbeat on high alert, veins singing gospel in grief. In the same keys, you see my lips be dry. My soul is thirsty. Trying to sip God from somebody else, anybody else. You see, we used to have these soulful conversations. Bible cracked open like a body begging to be read. And you laid hands on me like prophecy. You touched me like scripture. You served the inner God in me. And you used this vessel as your temple. You see, my thighs, they be a tabernacle. And your mouth, it be a psalm, relieving the growing of my pains. In between my growing pains, you spoke like a goddess and said, confessions, let there be rain. My favorite verse was when we used the powers of the tongue. Hallelujah, rushing waters pouring down my glands. And I call that laying on the hands an addiction. An addiction is a compulsive pattern or behavior that continues despite negative consequences. So every time I tried to leave, you would pull me back like a dollar hanging on the tree. I mean, leaf, well, doesn't money grow on trees? Well, her side nigga did sell us the weed. So I would take that pain and I would roll it slow, puffing on forgiveness instead of pain and sorrow. You see, my heart chakra already be green like money. But this healing cost me more than I could ever imagine. You told me that I was priceless. Then proceed to pay me in attentions that you could not afford to keep giving. Have you ever been drunk with no chasing? Like Hennessy on an empty stomach, our love began to taste like fermented fruit. I mean, didn't we just drink wine as communion? But this batch of hooch got me hallucinating. Hallelujahs. Even the devil used scripture to make Eve trust the fruit.
Yeah.
But instead of being hung with the noose, I landed in a jail cell built from unworthiness where love was my drug and self-neglect, it was the dealer. And instead of being in a mental institution, I institutionalized myself in somebody else's arms, too addicted to being needed to notice that I was bleeding. See, I was more dangerous in love than sober in solitude. Because when I didn't love myself first, I crashed out. Boom, what is a crash? A crash is when the mind, the body, the brain, the soul, and the spirit can no longer sustain the weight of what it's been pretending to carry. Have you ever loved someone so much it felt like a withdrawal when they left? Cold sweats, shaky breath, praying for the hit of the high that is hurting you. Nobody talks about the grief that comes with loving the very thing that is killing you slowly. Or how some addictions are just close enough that they feel like home. You see, she was never the addiction. She was the very reflection of everything I was not ready to heal from.
Where my button? My button. Yo, I need my button. And I'm going to have a live audience. So right after you do some stuff like that, they're going to be, confessions. Oh my God.
I'm going to be like, stop, keep going.
Yeah. Encore. They're going to be doing all that, man. That's what I want.
Thank you for that. That was so liberating. Thank you.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want this for us, because I want us to like reignite our love for it, because it'd be redundant. It'd be like almost like a job, right? Something we have to do all the time, but I want us to love it again.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, man, hold on. When did you fall in love with poetry?
I fell in love with poetry at 6 years old. My teacher, literature teacher, she did a project in the classroom and told us that we could have a small pamphlet published in the Tyler Library if, we follow her instructions and we got to actually create a book, an illustrated book or whatever. I wrote a book called How Cheetahs Got Their Spot, because cheetahs are my favorite animals, right?
Come on now.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, exactly. See, they're swift, they're quiet. You never see them coming. And then when they do pop out, boom, they popping out. They popping all the way out on them. And just basically in a nutshell, that book was about how the cheetah started out just like everybody else, looking like everybody else, like a regular lion, right? Then that's when my creativity sparked in, because all of a sudden, like the story of the Three Little Pigs, there was a house. The door was wide open. The cheetah went in. It was a lady in there burning pepperonis. I was 6. I don't know why she was doing that. But what happened was she turned around and saw the lion cub there and, the cheetah there, no spots. And it startled her. So she fell and all of the pepperonis went on the back of the cheetah. So when he went to the house, he's like, Dad, I don't know what happened. It was a crazy lady burning pepperonis in her house, And he was like, I want that too. So they went back to her house and she began to make money. I don't know where that came from, but that was the book.
It's insanely creative.
But at 6, my literature teacher came to me. Her name was Miss Palmer. I won't forget it. She came to me and she said, you have a talent and I don't ever want you to forget it. She said, there are authors out here that make millions of dollars. In my head, I was like, I'm gonna be rich. At 6, that's all I'm hearing. But that was the moment that I knew I fell off into writing. And writing in general, after that, I began to, if I couldn't afford to get like parents or somebody something for a holiday, I would always create their card. I was always creating something. So that's basically it. That was the foundation right there. And I still have that book to this day.
Oh, I would love to see that. Okay, off camera.
Yeah, of course.
So the next couple segments I have, we're gonna run through them, but still just be, we're gonna be thorough with it. But let's just kind of hit it. So I want to go off script first and say, because you are a life coach, right? Mm-hmm. So can you briefly just give us some information about that and what you do?
I'm a cognitive reframing life coach. For those who don't know what that means, is that we are what we think. Basically, if it stays in our mind long enough, we are literally what we think.
Yes.
What I do in my practice is I help people confess their desires. If your desire is you want to write poetry, if you want an advancement in your career, you want to learn steps to take a career advancement. Just acute mental health reframes. For example, I could look at you right now, and when I came in here, I could say, "Oh, I'm anxious," right?
Yeah.
Well, I help you reframe that to like, I'm not anxious. I'm experiencing anxiety.
Okay.
You see how it takes the narrative off?
Yes.
Me saying that I am anxious, and saying I'm experiencing anxiety. You see, now I'm only in the experience of anxiety to watch it pass. I'm not holding myself to the label of being an anxious person, and it's not carrying me when I leave here.
Got you.
So
Got you.
That's
Beautiful.
just in a nutshell.
Beautiful. No, you're gonna see that clip. You're gonna love that clip. Okay. So now, all right, what we're gonna do here? We're gonna go to Eminem.
Okay.
That's music and movies. Okay. So can you because we have a list, and I had a whole bunch of stuff, but we're gonna break it down like this.
Let's go.
Who's your favorite female actress?
Favorite female actress is Viola Davis.
Oh, MG.
Viola Davis, Angela Bassett, and Kimberly Elise.
Yes.
Cynthia Erivo.
Come on with my actresses.
Cynthia Erivo.
And that's cool.
That's it.
That's cool.
That's it I can think of right now.
I'm gonna piggyback. My favorite of all time, Angela Bassett. Oh, MG. Wait and Exhale.
Man,
and the best movie soundtrack ever.
Man,
That's for me. Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie,
Yeah,
Rachel
course.
McAdams,
Yes.
Zoe Saldana.
Oh, yeah, Zoe.
Yeah, she's my avatar forever. Okay. Male actors.
Male actors. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. Eldris Elba. I like Eldris. I love Eldris. Jamie Foxx is definitely up there on the list. Jamie Foxx has to be up there. I enjoy all of Denzel. He has not. I also like Eldris. No, Denzel's son.
John David Washington.
There you go. I didn't know his name, but he got that film with Zendaya. It's so poetry. Man, say
twin. Okay.
So
because I I memorized that.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
No, for sure. John David Washington.
Yes, yes.
Okay, me, Mekhi Phifer. First of all, I love that man. I love that man. I've been loving him for a long time. Okay. Tay Diggs.
Yeah.
Real Brown Sugar.
Yeah.
This is why I say, when you fall in love with poetry, kind of like when you fall in love with hip hop kind of deal. Michael B. Jordan, Wesley Snipes, another fine man. Yeah. And then Leonardo DiCaprio. If anything, Leonardo, I'm there. I'm there, bro. I'm there. Okay, we did the 5 rap songs. Okay, because you told me that, and I actually liked how you said it because I was going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your rap songs?
Rap? Like? Can we do R&B?
You know what? Okay, give me 5 songs that you like.
Okay, I'm sorry, because rap is like I listen to it, but I don't think I have rap.
I feel
5 rap songs.
I feel you.
But my favorite song of all the time is Whitney Houston, "My Love Is Your Love."
Wow.
That's my favorite song of all time. Right after that, Greatest Love of All, Whitney Houston is coming. She's in there. She's up in there. Have You Ever, Brandy. That's definitely in the top 3.
That whole album.
I am a diehard Missy Elliott. I like Work It. That's up there in my. Listen, I know it ain't in a lot of people's top 5, but it's mine.
It's there.
It's in mine right there. And also Heaven by Jamie Foxx.
Okay. My favorite Jamie Foxx song. Oh, it's just, oh my God. I was going to start singing it, but I'm not going to do it. That's my favorite Jamie one.
Yeah.
Twin. Okay. No, I was going to do if I do rap, because I want to give rap some, because I love R&B is my first love type deal.
Yeah.
But I was going to go K. XXX from the song Damn. Yeah, yesterday I got a call from my dog 1 to 1.
That's hard to do.
Because of insufficient funds. I'm gonna go Jay-Z. F with me, I got it. He was like, Hov just landed in Rome, nigga. All hell since his home. Chin Dawn, Child Bella, come money dance with the good fellas. Hov keep getting that, never got it. Even if a nigga gotta rob it, get it. Blackjack in the casino, a nigga gotta live in it. Credit.
Yeah, that's your shit.
I'm gonna go Fugees, Ready or Not, because the score is I studied it. So when she did Ready or Not, she was I was like, I'm gonna learn every Lauryn Hill rap.
Yeah.
But that was the birthplace of that. I'm just gonna be baby Lauryn Hill just because after Fugees, Ready or Not. Then I'm gonna go A Tribe Called Quest. It's like butter. It's like butter, baby. It's like butter. 1988 senior year, gonna be high. But all the guys were corny, but the girls were mad fly.
Yeah.
You know, all that. So I just want to give, you know, some hip hop love up in here. Okay, so closing remarks. That's what we're gonna do. Black History Month edition. Okay. So Tupac said, I'm not saying I'm gonna rule the world or change the world, but I guarantee I will spark the brain that will change the world. So I say that to say, who has been instrumental in sparking your brain for the change in the world?
Tupac.
Tupac?
Yes. It literally, the book that I talked about earlier, The Hate That You Give, Thug Life. In one of my poems, I got Tupac's Thug Life meet the hate that you give comes back in consequence and affect all our kids. And if the children are our future, it's our responsibility to be able to set that example. He was very somebody, and he's very somebody that I look to when it comes to Black history, because not only did he, he did have some violent rap or whatever.
I get it.
But outside of that, he did a lot for communities. Outside of that, he even ate different. His food was even clean. Like he drank burdock root tea and he was almost on a vegan diet. You know what I'm saying? After that. So just him as a person, Black man, you know,
and
what I'm
poet.
saying?
He's a poet.
And a poet, you know what I'm saying? And finding out that he did go to a performing arts school. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot about Tupac you gotta really unravel than just that face. You know what I'm saying? And also just one more. No, it's collectively a group, Bone Thugs and Harmony, since we're talking about rap.
Why?
Because if you hear their messages, it's about the present moment. It's about surviving in the hood in the present moment. And also a lot of their messages about escaping your environment. Your environment. They talk about living in the valleys of the shadow of death all the time. But also you can break free. Look at what they did. You know what I'm saying? It's coded. It's coded in such a thuggish way. You just got to pay attention to a lot of their lyrics.
Oh my God. So, I love what you just did there. I'm just fascinated by you. My Black History Month shout out. I want to do Iyanla Vanzant.
Hey.
Okay, I'm doing Iyanla because they don't talk about her enough. I'm going to do it here because this is why I got a podcast. But she has been instrumental in my life. Like when I was like lost, trying to just look for things, look for information. She was my elder. You know what I'm saying? And she has that aura. She wants to be like that for you, especially for the Black community. And she has helped so many Black communities or Black families. That Iyanla fixed my life.
Yeah.
It was for everybody, but she definitely helped so many Black families that it just needs to be talked about more. And I mean, it's just on the spiritual cleanse that she talks about. Yes. I even had the app. I still got her app. You know what I'm saying? I'm obsessed with her. I love her. She got books. Tap into Iyanla Vanzant. She has been instrumental to the Black community. But anyway, this is episode 4. Hey, look, I had Confessions the Poet up in here. My twin. Thank you so much. I love you so much. You are a gem to the community. Okay. If y'all don't know who she is, this is my job to put you on. And if you made it all the way to the end of this, put some circles in my chat. Okay. Let me know you tuning in with me. But either way it goes, y'all find the poet within and please tap into episode 5. Peace.